Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome to the Real Loving Basketball Show, where we inspire, educate, entertain, everything that's faith, business, basketball, and real life relationships. No fluff, just facts. All right? I am your host, Daryl Lamar Tao, and I'm here with my beautiful, beautiful queen, co-host,
Coach Lee, also known as the best thing in his life since sliced bread,
That's a fact.
bringing you the heart, the balance, and the spice to anything we talk about.
Absolutely.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good evening. Good morning.
You act like I ain't seen you all day.
I haven't seen you all day, actually.
How?
I've been out.
Yeah, you have been out.
Thank you very much.
Running errands.
Running errands.
Doing with a wife,
things.
with a queen, with a businesswoman,
Working
what
out.
they do.
Getting shots up. Me and
Okay.
CC shot 700 shots today. Greatness.
How'd that go? He told me that y'all got him up.
Yeah,
Over
we did.
50%?
It was over 50%, but it was ugly. It was a low 50%. I had to Google it to make sure that it wasn't too low, that it was embarrassing.
You had to knock the dust off.
It was low. No, man, it was just shoot. When you shoot on the shooting machine, them Jones, that little net bar around that thing make you shoot with some rainbow arc sometimes. Legs be tired after a while, shine. And then one of his friends, one of our other kids came in, Caden came in and came about halfway through and got it up, the last couple of shots up with us. But it was good. It was a good workout.
Yeah, that's what it is. We got a busy weekend ahead. We're just coming off the May hoops, run with the tournament. Finished 3-1. So now we got to get into it, get ready for this weekend.
Jump past my little shooting segment. Talk about this coming weekend.
Go ahead, talk about it. Man. Go ahead.
Hey, well, I want
Get it
everybody
off.
listen,
Get it off.
listen,
Go ahead.
listen.
Get it off.
I want y'all to just go back and watch the rest of our TV shows, our episodes, and I just want y'all to, producers, when y'all come pick us up, that's gonna be the one thing y'all gonna talk about is Mr. Daryl Lamar and his transitions. Greatness. We be talking about death one minute, the next thing he talking about a party. The next breath. What the heck happened?
Go ahead. You want to talk about your shots?
I was talking about my day. We were talking about my day when I got 700 shots up. I was talking about it, spring break. Look, got spring break attire on. I ain't feel like dressing up. I put my little glasses on, roll my hair up in this bun because I'm about to get these braids back tomorrow. I'm on relaxing mode.
Relaxing mode, huh?
And then he came and said, "Are we gonna be in the next May Hoops tournament? Yeah, we gonna make sure."
Lord have mercy. This is what I got to deal with. Huh?
The spice.
Yeah, you got it.
Anyways,
right on that.
today we yes, it's been a relaxing day. It's officially kicked off our spring break for like 2.5 days before. To your point, we back on the road doing another basketball tournament. But ball is life, I guess, in our household.
Yeah, you already know.
I know
Non-stop.
Make sure we do right by Zay though, cause he said I'm over this basketball. Y'all better
He
take
said,
me
but he looking from afar.
some fun land, Dave and
Right.
Buster's. He said King's Dominion.
He been talking about
He said
spring
leg
break
and
for 2 months. Got to do something.
We gotta do something different. Poor baby. That baby is just dragged into basketball and has not asked for it yet. So, oh well. But anyways, how was your day? Since I have not seen you all day today, how has your day been?
My day been good.
Hopefully productive.
I have. Getting some things done that you've been asking me for a minute.
Thank you,
know what I mean? So
Thank you. That honey-do list is getting
yeah,
chopped off.
yeah, exactly.
I hear the dryer's still going though. That means no clothes and change.
Oh, we forgot to cut that joint off.
Exactly.
Uh,
Anyways, all right, man. What are we speaking on today? What's happening?
Realistic expectations that the parents should have, that the kids should have. When we talking about youth sports, the growth of it and the business side of it,
So
all of
everything
that,
AAU.
everything youth sports, AAU, and the expectations that they have.
It is a different world we're living in. It's actually nice because I get to see it from all angles at this point. Being a coach, being a trainer, being a coach, being a high school coach, being an AAU coach, and now in this part of my life, being a parent because I'm stepping away. Well, I won't say stepping away from coaching like that, but getting to our angle and perspective of just being mom on the sidelines and seeing and hearing how everybody is. This whole AAU thing is different.
Yeah,
It's real
sure.
different.
I think it's part of just seeing how a lot of people are moving, and sometimes, like we said, we in it too. You know what I mean? We got a Sunday hoop, and we got a lot of kids in our program, and to see how everybody is moving is, you know what I mean, it's a little bit high intense. You know what I'm saying? Rightfully so, because everybody want to see their kid do good. Why do you think some parents are so enthralled with, you know, their kids, you know, basketball success? Is almost like they kind of living through them.
Yeah. CT and Zay, this is what we're talking about. Stop. Isaiah, stop. Dang, we can hear all that crap. Sit down somewhere. Yeah, put this on the podcast too.
All right, continue.
What was the question?
I say, why do you think some parents are so enthralled with their kids' success on the basketball court? It's almost like they living through them. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think it's a. I don't know. There's so many. This is a loaded question. There's many different aspects of the AAU world when it comes to the parental side. There's the parents that just want to see their kids play. There's parents that have been fed all this kind of and see all this stuff, so now they want to get involved with this high-level side of basketball, not really being realistic with their child. And then there is the parents who actually do have these elite kids who don't know how to navigate anything. And then you got the parents who just are blessed enough to be in the right space at the right time with the right people surrounding them. And so it's like, it's different parts. To your point, what you're saying about the parents that seem to want to live vicariously through their children, I think for me, it's far and few in between to see that type of parent. For me, it's more so seeing these parents that think that they have the D1 player kid,
right,
and it's just not. You know what I mean? I think that's just what it is. So, for example, and one of our friends, and who's a coach, who's a very highly successful coach out here in this area, posted something and was like, there's a whole lot of guards out here trying to be on this circuit, the circuit network teams and the shoot teams, and you don't even score 4 to 6 points on your varsity team. So what are we talking about? Like, and that's real talk. And I know for a lot of families, parents, they don't understand that concept. So what we're trying to say is, if you're a varsity player kid and you're the 8th, 9th, 10th man, 11th, 12th man on the varsity, high school varsity bench, then why do you think you're skilled enough to go play at a high level EYBL, circuit team, Puma circuit, Adidas circuit type team? You got to be realistic on what type of player you were. If you were that good of a player, you'd be a starter on your varsity. Mm-hmm. You'd be averaging double digits, averaging different stats on a regular basis.
Right. All
but
types
you're not.
of accolades.
You know what I'm saying? You're not. And I think that's the unrealistic expectation these type of parents have. So you got these kids who ain't getting no bump, or these JV kids who might be killing it on the JV level, and now you all of a sudden are going to translate it to the next highest level of AAU in the country. It's not realistic. That's not realistic. People need to understand the type of kid that they have and understand that it's okay. You don't have to play at this high level or this circuit team. You could be just as successful and seen on a regular non-brand name team if you do the work. The purpose of AAU is, yes, for the exposure, and it's also to continue to develop and get better. So when you do get home, which I mean to high school, you're translating that. You know what I mean? You're translating those skills, and you're now coming into the game at a higher level on this side of basketball. But that's where I see the issues are. It's just parents just like, oh yeah, Charlie's he's on varsity. Charlie ain't never got off the varsity bench, but I'm gonna go put him. We about to try out for team. Are we allowed to say names? Team.
Go ahead.
Team whatever.
Yeah.
Team takeover, and he gonna play. He's gonna go for the A team for team takeover. Like what for the EYBL? What?
Right. Exactly.
Charlie don't play high school, so who are we talking about?
I think it's a competitive thing though. I mean, I can see it being. You kind of is a comparison thing, especially in social media, in the social media world, but also in the basketball world. You see their friends are doing certain things, elevating in certain areas, and they feel like they can do it too. But that's not the case. You know what I mean? So they will jump out on the limb, run to them teams and run to what they feel like is the grass is green on the other side when it's not, and putting themselves in crazy situations where they're going to fail every single time, and then they're going to run back to
or they're going to hop. That's when you see team players who are team hopping. Like that's I always look at that. Like when I be seeing high school kids that have been at this high school in 3 years, I look at the same way for AAU. Like if you've been in several different AAU programs in X amount of years, is it really the programs or is it the kid? You know what I'm saying? Like because if you're really that good, then what are we talking about? Now, I mean, there is some instances where this program that you might be with for whatever reason breaks up, doesn't come back, so you have to move to another team.
Or terrible coaching.
Or bad coaching. But let's be honest, we're talking about AAU. I just sat in the gym of Made Hoops this past weekend, and I saw some. It's amazing how many of you parents, and this is not your fault, because sometimes you just don't know. But it is amazing how many of y'all trust y'all kids with some foolishness of coaches. Like, really makes me really like want to put together. And I'm not saying I'm elite. No, I am. I'm not. I'm still growing. I will say that. I always have ways to improve. I always got things that grow. Absolutely. But I do think I'm a strong enough coach that when I get whatever, I've had the worst of the worst players. I've had some really, really good players. I have yet to get best of the best. I want to see what I can do when I get best of the best. But I've had some good players and I've had some bad players, and I will still, every single kid who I've coached, I know for a fact has developed. Every single one. And the proof is in the pudding when you see the different accolades that these kids go to. But when I look into the rest of these coaches and stuff, some coaches is literally there for the name, for the accolades. Some coaches don't know how to just connect with kids, speak to these kids. I cannot take it. There is a level of respect. I don't care if you are an adult, if you are a coach. There's still a level of respect that we owe these children, and that they need to understand this is how I should be treated. This is what it looks like. Respect is given, respect is earned. But some of the ways that people be talking to these kids as grown adults, as coaches, you've lost your mind. Yeah. And I listen.
It's almost like it's acceptable now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you're supposed to take it.
Yeah, they ain't. You know what I mean? Some parents sitting back and like it's okay because that's the culture. You know what I mean? He need to get tough and all that. But it's still a way to do it. You get your point across without, wilding out like that and cussing them out and all that stuff. But just walk around these gyms, it's almost like it's like a circus. You know what I mean? It's like the Wild Wild West. You see cats that's coaching and coaching in Crocs. You know what I mean? Like with the tight pants.
That has literally happened to our child.
Pants sagging. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even supposed to be on the coaching lines. But it's so many teams and it's so saturated and there's so many people who figuring out how to assemble teams and get talent. You know what I mean? Because you got cats who are in the community who have access to kids and talented kids in a lot of cases, and they be with the kids until one of the bigger teams come get them. But before that happens, it's crazy, man. Just walking around the gym. So
but I think our area is probably one of the, not the small, one of the areas that we do. The DMV has way too many AAU teams. Everybody's like a mile to 5 miles apart. You'll find a new team. Whereas I feel like in the Wisconsin area and those Midwest type states, maybe even like Texas, those type of areas, I feel like they have maybe 3-4 major AAU groups that kids go to, and that's it. And some kids have to travel. Like I know for a fact for Wisconsin, I think there's like 3 or 4, like our friends have to travel a good minute to get to the AAU program. That's it out there. And I think that's way better because now it's not saturated. Your talent is central. Your talent is centralized, and you're getting good product coming out of there. Here in the DMV, we're the Wild West, 1,000%. Right. I just seen literally there's 2 teams that have the same name, 2 completely different owners, but one is like red and one is blue. Literally the same name. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And I had to like Google because when I saw it, I was like, oh, isn't this? Looked it up. Completely different people, different, like, What?
Right.
That's crazy. But again, it goes back to with these families, y'all, you got to do your research and you have to trust the process. You know, I think we've had kids who have been here and have had success, have had solid seasons, and then for whatever reason feel like, okay, cool, we're going to move on to the next thing. We're going to go to this next team. And it's like, cool, because one thing I've always said, I'm a firm believer. I never want to keep a kid or a family that doesn't want to be kept.
Right.
Because when you do that, you're going to have to sit here and work through the emotions and the egos that might be, you know, associated with that. So if you feel like you got to move on, hey, I would love for you to stay, but if you don't want to, you feel like it's better, do your thing, right? But my question is like, why leave if you got fed, if you got loved on, if you got better, you know what I mean? If you're in a space where you know that people are connected, why leave then? Like what is it? You know what I'm saying? And I'd rather people would sit before they do this, sit and be real. You know what I mean? Be real with what you're trying to do. Now, if honestly you're like, I feel that I can get more out of a sneaker program, whatever, meaning a sponsored team, whatever. Respect. You know what I'm saying? But just remember, you were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. You get to that sneaker team, now you 1 of 15.
Yeah, you ride the pine.
And you don't know where you're going to play in that whole aspect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We've had it, but this is a good story. We do have a kid who played for us last year, young, and got picked up this year by EYBL. That's definitely a jump that we would support. That makes sense. And this person is playing. We went to the games. They are starting. They are getting minutes. That's beautiful. Yeah. And they're still connected to us here through training and everything else. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But the other kids that just be jumping and you go to our non-branded name to the Box Network is a non-branded name.
Right. You just wasted time in the way.
Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying.
Well, part of it too is to talk about that particular player that you're talking about, trusting the process. That particular parent and the kid came to talk to us, a trusted person in their circle. They familiar with it, say, hey, this is my first time navigating this. This is what we have on the table. And we talked through that situation. You know what I mean? Because they was very close to going to another spot it wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been the same. But they trusted our advice and said, hey, let's go ahead and do this. And now, you know what I mean, that kid will have some success. And also they didn't burn bridges. A lot of people just leave and don't understand, and you know, the power of relationships, the power of your circle and your support system. All those things is key. You know what I mean? So we don't have no problem, or you know, somebody who is like us, who has a reputable organization, be like, man, all right, do your thing, go ahead and fly. You know what I'm saying? We here, but just don't burn no bridges.
Well, and that's the thing that I think we need to clarify for us, specifically for our program and for you and I. When people leave us, we don't ever hold it against them, because we let y'all know. We already know what it is. A lot of the players that have left, we could predict what it's going to look like. No shade.
It's part of the game.
We just understand the game, and we've been in it. Like we aren't coaches and trainers and business owners who just decided to get in this and don't have no history. We've played, we've navigated this from rec to travel to AAU to high school to college to post-college to overseas. We've got all the playing accolades. We've got all the coaching accolades. And then we're in my area where I grew up. Like, we're in the area we grew up in. So we know this business area better than anybody else. Plus, the difference between us as coaches and trainers and stuff is we actually built what everybody's seen. We did that with a phenomenal group of support coaches and trainers and board members and business people. But it started with the towels. Like, we're not speaking from a lot of people that we talk to who go to these different teams. You're speaking to somebody who just joined an organization and is trying to get your kid. Right. We're in it. Like, literally, we're the ones who built this thing from the ground up. So when we tell you and give you advice, about this game is not just because we're trying to get clout, we're trying to get accolades in it. We're just being real talk. So when people leave, it don't never be a thing off my back. Like, it is what it is. I've always said this. I remember maybe like 3 years ago when I had a couple of girls, and I had a phenomenal assistant coach, and we had kids leave, and she was like panicked because these kids were good, and they still family, and there was no issue. It was a couple of them that just wanted to see some new things, a couple of them that did go EYBL, perfect, cool, but she was like, well, what are we gonna do? Like, how are we gonna, fill these spots? And I always have been a true believer in when things happen, God is always gonna fill.
Right.
And as soon as they left, we got, what we had that year, three or four
time.
brand new bomb players that stuck with us, like phenomenal kids that took our team to a whole nother level. And that's the one thing I would say about our program. People leave all the time, but I never worry about what's to come. You know what I mean? Or how to feel. And have strong enough faith that even if I didn't get the same caliber type player or better, that God gave us the nice enough skills and mindset and patience to be able to coach up the next kid. That's why it don't faze me. Like, y'all know a couple of y'all know my coaching history. I done been in the with the little giants type kids. I done been there. I done seen some, y'all just decided to play basketball like yesterday and turn that around. And so for me, it doesn't fade. I always make sure that we emphasize when people do leave, hey, we'll always be here. Because a majority of the time, like 90% of the time that people do leave, they come back in some aspect. So
that's a fact. Yeah, no doubt. What would you say to that coach or that organization who having kids leave and they're emotional about it? You know what I mean? Like you said, we've been there. So somebody's going through it now. What would you say? How can they come out of that? You know what I mean?
I mean, I would have to. So one thing I would say is understanding the why people leave. I think that's important, just as business and an organization. Even it might not be your fault at all. It could literally be the family just wants to try something new. That is no shade to you. Just always understand the why, so that if there's anything that you could do to keep people around, that's the number one thing you want to learn. But then two, I mean, it is AAU. Like this, we don't got nobody. Well, maybe there is, but we not giving out NIL deals. You know, you're competing against programs that got a whole lot of investors and sneaker money and all that kind of stuff. You just have to stay true to you. Like, you're going to win some, you're going to lose. I mean, there's a lot of trainers out here. Same thing. Like, you done trained up Johnny since he was 4, and he is killing it. And by the time he hit 15, the trainer over here who supposedly is connected to Steph Curry comes in and takes Johnny from you, and he moves on. And it's like, you got what I've been working on for the past, 12, 13 years, and you just going to take it around. And it hurts. I get it. But it is literally part of the game. Like, what I always would say is do your best, feed into them, but leave the door open. Like, hey, best wishes to you. I'm still here if you need me. Because I think that's the one thing that is important to creating relationships. Like, doors don't have to be closed just because somebody left your program.
Yeah, no doubt. Not at all.
It is what it is. There's no shade. There's no love lost. I'm here when you need me. That is the one thing I always tell people. It's like, because it's too much sand in the sandbox for us to be that pressed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There's plenty of kids.
And who's supposed to be in your program will be in your program.
Right.
Those who don't supposed to be in your program, they won't.
Right.
And that's how you got to look at it.
And for us, the blessing is most of the kids who have, tried different teams, they still with us, whether it's through training, whether it's through they want to connect in different aspects, they want to be mentored, whatever the case may be. So that is a blessing with us. We've never had, I don't know if us personally have had, maybe 1 or 2 who have just cut all ties because they were different.
Yeah, radio silent.
Yeah, these kids were different. No, for me, the one I'm talking about, this little girl, her and her mama could kick rocks for all I cared. But, I mean, that's what I would tell the parents. It's just, or not the parents, the coaches who are going through something like that. Like, don't let it bother you.
Right.
Keep the line open. keep, being respectful, all that good stuff. Let them know that you're here, and it is what it is. It's going to happen tons and tons and tons of times.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing you can do about it. It's going to be somebody who's going to come fly in and try to get the best kid off your team, after you put so much work into it. Shucks, we got people who've done it to us, don't even realize that our own child is our child. He's playing for us, and we got people sitting right there in front of us like, hey, yeah, we're interested in you, that kid number 4, or number whatever, number 1. And then we like, oh, yeah. Yeah, where you team he playing for? Yeah, mine.
Right.
Oh, you?
Get
oh,
quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my child.
Get quiet.
Thank you, though. I appreciate you looking at him. Like,
thank you for the compliment.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
No.
Right, no.
Another thing that I see is that we run into that I don't particularly care for. Not everyone is like that, but also like the players and their families feeling like they have to play for a particular team because their high school coach either is affiliated with that AAU team, that youth team, or, they coach them. So they feel like, hey, if I don't go to this AAU team, then my high school coach ain't going to give me no playing time. He going to cut me from high school.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of coaches do play that card, which is unfair to the parents, unfair to the kids, and they be in limbo. Like, we had several conversations. They be like, man, we love y'all, but at the same time, we in fear of we may get cut during the high school season, and that ain't right.
And I mean, it sucks. I mean, I guess as a high school coach, because for my kids, my biggest thing at the end of the day, just play. Like, and trust me, I have had kids who played for some squads. I'm like, bro, they are horrible, but they're playing at least. I'd rather them play than not play at all and then come back to me and it's a whole regroup. Yeah. So as a coach, as a high school coach, I can kind of see why some coaches emphasize certain programs because of maybe the success that they have and how they know that these kids are going to be coached up. But to make it to a point where families are uncomfortable to not being able to make their own decision. Yeah, I think that's kind of messed up because it's true. Like, this program could be really successful and that the kid's going to get trained up, but sometimes it's not always what it is. It's more than basketball that families might need. Like, I'll be honest, like being in the high school not coaching, but working in the high school, these kids have mental issues that are ridiculous. Like, crazy things mentally that they're going through that I need my kid to be with a program that's beyond just basketball. I need them to grow mentally. So if I'm a high school coach, or if you're my kid's high school coach is saying, well, I need them to be with Team Black because we have the relationship, but Team Black don't do nothing to build my kid's mental aspect of the game. Right. I have to do what's better for him. Like, and I should not have to be in fear that if my kid doesn't play for Team Black, that now he's not going to play for his high school team. Mm-hmm. Like, that right there is crazy for me. You have to be in an environment, and parents, you got to start putting your foot down. Because honestly, if you have that good of a kid, it don't matter. I don't care what a coach tells me. If I know my kid is nice, you're not crazy to not put my kid on your high school team. Like, so I'm going to find the AAU program that's going to fit my child, that's going to fit, and that's the biggest, like with our own son. Regardless if we had CTAB or not, CT would be with a program that's going to build his skill sets, but also build his mental toughness, also hold him accountable as a young man, period. Don't care about anything else. And if a high school coach ever came to me and said, oh, well, you need to go to this team because that's what our kids go to, and I go to this team and this team don't fill the buckets that I need, he ain't going, period. And if you got an issue with that, now that's where the issues start to come, where you see kids skipping school, jumping different high schools and stuff. That right there could cause a family to be like, no, I'm good, because it's not that deep, and I'm not about to have my kid be berated or go through any foolishness because we didn't select what you wanted. Right. I think but that goes to your whole point, the why, like, it's too much of this mess going on instead of, we're supposed to be here for these kids. Yeah. That's it. Whatever capacity that looks like. Yes, we want them to be elite athletes. Yes, we want them to be academic scholars, but we also need to prepare them for life. Basketball, sports, football, baseball, it ain't gonna last forever. Like, so what's next? Like, how are they gonna be mentally ready when that stuff stops? Or even like the whole situation with Haley Van Lith, like she just talked about it. And this is something that we started, talking about with our kid. How she's like, her whole identity was in basketball. That when she got to college, when you play ball in college, it's beyond just the game now. Now it's a job. And when it used to really just break her, she didn't have nothing else to lean into. Like, because all she knew was basketball. And so she mentally started going through and she became depressed and really carried a bunch of weight because she did not know how to handle the ups and downs of the game because she had nothing else to fall back on. That's what us as youth coaches should be building in our kids. That character to be able to hit and handle that type of adversity, because it is more than just basketball. It's more than the trophies. It's more than your wins and losses. This game is supposed to be a vehicle to get you to different levels and different heights, but it shouldn't be your end all be all.
Yeah, I think part of that too, and that's a great point. I think part of it too is what we were talking about. These kids go through so much throughout this journey, particularly now, where it is a wild, wild west, and we're trying to navigate. And if they don't make the smart decisions or the right decisions, or regain traction from the bad decisions, then they're gonna be put in those type of situations where they can't think mentally.
Right.
They're gonna check out. They're gonna quit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or they're gonna be confused. Should they play? Should they not play? What team? I don't know if I love it anymore, and just check out. You know what I mean? And when they check out, particularly the ones that are really good that can play but don't reach that level, whatever, they just check out. And I think part of that is due to that back and forth, you know what I mean? And it's unfair to these kids to be in that mental space.
Yeah. No, and for the back and forth, and also like we talked about, like the berating that we have. Like we have two kids. There is two kids of ours that they should be playing at the next level, hands down. There's no at least Division II, both of them, and both of them have completely quit the game, and it came from the fact that they had coaches the past 2 years that just berated them and just disrespected and just didn't uplift them. And they went from one season to another season of the same type of energy. And they are now, older, and they just stopped. They just stopped playing altogether. And it's crazy because if you've seen these kids and you've seen them play, you'd be like, no way. Like, dude, yeah, right. But it's like, it can be that tough on these kids. And again, kids are not like us, like when we grew up. Like
Different time.
Listen, I've been cussed out like this in basketball. All right, whatever. Hey, homeboys, you'll be all right. You do that nowadays, we're talking about mental, police, mental breakdowns. Like, you can't do that to these kids. You can't you can't do it to our kid. Our son, we trying to go through a whole making sure he's mentally tough. Like, it's different nowadays. So if you put your child, that's the other thing. Everybody want to go to these sneaker and all these high level teams, but if you get a coach who can't connect with your kid or their style, a lot of coaches have big egos and don't want to adjust their style. This is what they are. This is what they're going to do. You like it, you love it, or you leave. Like, you put your kid through that for a whole season and then expect them to keep playing this game, like... Yeah,
no doubt. And not to contribute, but part of it, too, is those particular teams, they don't have time to do all that. They want made, ready players to come in there and play that's ready to go. They ain't got time for the basics, you know what I mean, telling you how to set a screen or how to box out. You know what I mean? Because if not, their sponsorship is essentially at risk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they can lose their stuff if they don't have a few good showings at the EYBL events and all that. So they don't have time for all that. You know what I mean? So that's another part of it.
Which goes back to parents doing their research.
Right.
Like, understand what you're getting into. And if you have people in your corner who can walk you through it, like we said for us, like, we don't, listen, the towels don't get nothing up out of this. Like, we are truly doing this genuinely because we feel like God has called us to do this ministry through CTAB. Of course, we hoping that, we get different things like our own space and, you know, all this kind of stuff, and be able to really support our family, our coaches, and all that good stuff. But in the meantime, at the end of the day, like, we genuinely are doing this for the heart and love of the game and these kids, period. So if you're doing this research and you're doing your job as a parent, stop just going with a name and what you think they do. You got to dig into these coaches.
Yeah.
You got to understand the culture that's being taught over wherever you're going. You got to understand what the coaches are going to do for your kid. Like, what are you going to do for mine? I don't need like special privileges, but I need to know that you know my child and you know how to connect and build my kid up. You know what I'm saying? And that takes a very talented coach to be able to switch up who they are to fit the needs of the different players that's on your team. A real good coach can do that. Like, a coach that is set in his ways is going to be one dimensional, and that's it. No matter if you a hard-nosed kid or a soft kid, you're going to get the same type of coach. But a skilled coach knows how to touch the hearts of each one of their kids and knows how to get the right thing out of each one of their kids, because every single one of these kids are different. You ain't going to have a whole team where you just got a bunch of hard-nosed players that you could just snap off and everything's going to pop off in the game.
Yeah, that's the crazy part about it. You see some kids, man, they not getting no time, or they been playing out in a crazy way. Be like, yo, no, we can do something with that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They go come on our team or an organization like ourselves who know how to coach like that and connect with these kids, and they thrive. You know what I mean? I've seen several examples where they like, yo, it came a long way. You know what I'm saying? My coach ain't see that in me, or they played me this way. I'm like, nah, dog, they be like 6'3", you know what I'm saying? But everywhere they went, they played them as a big, because that's, man. Even in that situation, you're a guard, you're a point guard for real.
Right.
And it opens up the game to a whole new level, you know what I mean? But not every coach can see that. But it is a lot of coaches out there that we do see who can do some of the things that we're talking about. So everybody ain't bad, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
Some good ones out there, but it's very
far few in between.
Absolutely.
But again, it goes back to these parents. Like, what are y'all looking for? You know what I mean? That's what we need to get out here. We need to get some parents on here to talk about, because I would, again, coming from a parent perspective, like, we're going through that, you know, even though Christian is playing with us AAU wise, but in the fall and the winter, he was playing with BRYC, like, for this FCBYL league. And wouldn't be a brand name team, and ain't no, you know, a lot of hype behind it, but it was a team and it was a coach who truly invested in our son. Yeah. Like, beyond, he's probably the best coach in my opinion. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but he was probably the best coach our son has had ever, because thus far, because he was
outside of it. You know what I'm saying?
Outside of it. Oh my gosh. But because he really cared about Christian, but also held him to a standard that was like, you're excellent.
Right.
You're not mediocre. You've got people following you. You got people watching you. It is important that you drive this home into this magnitude. He would break down film for Christian. He would give him message. He would sit him when his attitude sucked. Like, I don't care if you are the best player, I will lose a game and sit you, because you can't be this kid here, because it's important for you to be different when you get to high school. That type of stuff, I could care less what the name of his daggone team was. That's what I needed in a coach.
And spoken to him spiritually as well. You know what I mean? Asking him, you know, when he was going through his rough moments, whatever, mentally, like, yo, man, what are you listening to? What are you feeding yourself? What are you putting in your mind? You know what I mean? Like, what you feed and put into your mind is ultimately going to push you to a certain way, you know what I'm saying, to a dark side. You need to come out of that. You need to, you know, feed your mind right. So that was great.
Listen, so that's what parents should be looking for in AAU. Yeah. Like, you should be looking into, if I'm going to commit myself, because AAU, first of all, AAU is expensive. Like, now we try to be as reasonable as possible, but with the times that we're living in, with all this crazy chaos going on, people losing their jobs, like, if I'm going to do AAU season, I need to make sure that this investment, I'm going to get a return on this investment. And the return y'all should be looking for is, like we said, how much does this coach care about kids, period? Forget these wins and losses. None of y'all, there is not nobody in this world who's going to remember their AAU season wins and loss records. If you do, you're special. I done played too many games to tell you. I remember good, like certain games. You know what I'm saying? I remember certain trips.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you, oh yeah, in 1999 we went 35-5. They don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows that? Okay, so we talking about you want to find a program, you want to find a coach who cares about your child, who's invested in the development of your child, who can also put you on an exposure level. You know what I mean? But outside of that, like just making sure that they are truly into the kid in the game. Like that's it. If it's about the shoe, if it's about the gear, if it's about all the other stuff and the where we're playing, but then you don't get anything else into that outside of that, I would think twice. And then also just be cautious of all these brand new teams that's popping up. Like now, I will say this with these brand new teams to these parents who swear on everything that they are coaches. First of all, now when I do get to be a parent, I get to sit in the stands and listen and pay attention and watch. And I see families, sideline parents that know everything about basketball. They want to talk about how bad their coach is. If it's that deep, okay, hear me. This one I wish you could zoom in. If it was that deep.
Oh, talk to the camera.
Yes. If it's that deep for you and you got everything under the sun, and you can want this, and Charlie should be a starter, and this is terrible basketball, and this, that, and hey, you go start a team. That's the ones that I want to see. Yeah. You go start a team, and you coach 12 kids, and watch how quick that thing gonna come right back on your tail. Coaching is the most thankless job in the world. Mm-hmm. Seriously, other than when you get to them collegiate levels, because you get paid big dollars. But the youth basketball coaching in any sport, youth coaching is the most thankless job in the world. And to hear the stuff that some of these parents be saying about these coaches on these sidelines, you have a nerve.
They'll quit.
In audacity. They'll quit. They would.
They'll do 2 practices and they'll be like, oh, no. Nah,
and the funny thing is they don't even understand, like, it's not just about coaching for us youth coaches. We got to be admin. We got to coach. Therapist. We got to be therapists. Mm-hmm. We got to make sure we got the funds. We got to, Joey can't make, or Joey don't got the money. Okay, I'm going to come out my pocket and pay for Joey so he can participate. Like, y'all parents who are them type of people who is, like, being disrespectful on these sidelines, who is talking trash about their coaches, who is being nasty in the stands about their team or whatever, you start a team. You get the players, and watch how quick that thing bites you in your tail. Don't do that. That's what I would love to tell parents. Don't do that. Don't be them people. Don't be nasty like that. It's very, very frustrating. And it's so disrespectful. And I'm not saying this ain't happened to me, but I'm just like, you see it. Like, you be looking around and be like,
they don't have no clue, ain't never played, ain't no put on their jersey.
What's your accolades for you be sitting here talking about these people?
Yeah.
At least they're trying. You know what I'm saying? Now there is some coaches that do just suck. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. There is some people who be like, God darn, who let you get on the side of the sideline? Right. But it's still that's a conversation that I'd be like, when we get home, bro. Remind me to tell you about that homeboy I seen. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm not gonna sit there and be in the stands. Oh, you suck, you did. Mm-hmm. I seen that in high school this past season. It was a particular high school I was in. It was a boys' side.
What city?
See. It was a boys' game, and I thought I was. And this person, it doesn't surprise me because I know this person. And in the middle of the high school game, I'm talking about just hollering all kinds of stuff from the stands, like, and I'm looking like you can't be at the high school level. You want your child to be recruited to? Y'all are done. Right. Because if you're doing this and it was like soft, it was like at a free throw.
Oh, you said it's a parent or is
it's a parent?
Okay.
It's a parent. Right. Free throws is going on, and they just getting it. Then I seen it. I thought it was like, okay, maybe they just having a bad day. But no, this was this person's character because I seen it again. So much so that I seen ADs and stuff having to go up there because they started getting into it with another parent. Like the other parent was like, yo, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, wow.
But just imagine the kid though, seeing they got to not only play
and then
with the pressures of the games and then look up into the stands and see their father or their mother going through that. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't in the right headspace because for one, they love their mom and dad, and they're like, dang, I hope they don't get in trouble, or I hope now don't reflect me. So you thinking about that during the course of a game? That's bananas, man. It's crazy.
It's sad. It's very sad and it's very frustrating. So yeah, that goes back to just this overall this.
That took your energy out you, didn't it?
It did because I be
got
thinking
your motor
about
started.
Like it's sad. This whole. I'm gonna be 1,000% real with you. I could care less. Like if we ever got to a point and you were like, I don't want CT playing AAU no more, I'd be fine with that because it's too much. Like it's too much. You know, I'm put my faith. I feel like we have the resources. God covered us with the resources and with the skills to be able to train our child up. We got the right coaches in our corner that we could get him into different areas, different aspects, different gyms to get him prepared. So if he at any point if we were like, AAU, we're done with it. I would be okay with that because it is too much. It's too much. It's a lot to navigate. And what I'm talking about from a professional standpoint, if I'm saying this, I can only imagine somebody who has no idea what the game is about, how much, pressure and stress they could be going through.
Just getting bamboozled.
Yeah. But then on the flip side, for those parents who think they do know, be realistic. You got to be realistic with your kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
speaking of realistic, I want to pivot real quick. While I'm thinking about it, the fact of like, I feel for the kids too because they all on social media and the first thing they're looking at is rankings.
Oh yes.
And they'll send me, a clip or send me a ranking page, and I look at it like, yo, for one, ain't got like 5 posts. Number one, like they just created it. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got that many followers, but at the same time, like, they ranking all the kids that they see around the area, and they just putting them, all right, based off what you see, this is the number one kid. And they talking about these kids in 3rd or 4th grade. Like, how can you rank these kids that you seen that early, not knowing what they're going to be in a couple of years, man? So you got kids that's looking like, yo, I want to be ranked here or I want to be on this. I'm like, yo, that site ain't even real.
First of all, it's dumb. Who's right? Your 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade child ain't even hit puberty yet. What is we ranking?
Right.
What, like, seriously, what are we ranking? Like, he could be great right now in the 3rd grade and then don't grow not near bit of nothing till he hits his junior year of high school. So then what? He's still the number one kid?
Right.
For the class of 2035? Like, what?
But the thing is, the kids really thinking like it's a legit thing, though. It's literally somebody from up the street who created an Instagram page, came up with a ranking name,
right,
and said top whatever, and created these posts that they got off camera.
Start doing that too.
You know what I mean? That's what I told her. I said, dang, anybody, based off the kids, we say we can rank.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy how far the game is going, and everybody is looking everywhere for everything.
For affirmation. For affirmation, for accolades. Like it's which again just goes back to the real. Is like we gotta. So parents, here's how you navigate the AAU world.
Talk to them.
Be realistic. Be realistic and be old school. Go back to the way that you were raised. Okay. Where we didn't have where you had to actually talk to somebody. We ain't had no social media pages. Go back to what your mom and daddy said. Go outside and play and practice. You need to put that same energy into your child. You don't need every trainer under the sun, this trainer, that trainer, this trainer. Take her tail outside on this hardwood blacktop in this heat and train her right there. Let her get that. Let him get that. Put them in the basics. And then just do your research. If you want to have your child to have a successful career, understand the game. Yeah. And whatever that looks like, whatever sport. I mean, of course, we speaking heavy from basketball because that's what we do. But Any sport, understand what do collegiate coaches look for. What do high school coaches, like some of y'all are jumping to my kid is D1 prospect. Your kid is in the 6th grade. What high school they going to? Like what high school are they going to be playing in? What does that coach look for? What do they need from your kid? You think your kid right now, because he's 5'10" in the 6th grade, is a post player, but what if he don't grow no more? He needs to understand the guard play too. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the things that I be like, I hate when, I won't say hate, but I don't like when families come to us and it's like, oh, I need Tom to learn how to shoot. Well, does Tom know how to dribble to get into a shot?
Yeah.
Like, does he know that part of it?
Can he make a layup?
Yes. Can he finish the layup? Because if he ain't got the jumper, what's next? We just gonna literally put him in for when he shoots and that's it. Like, that's the stuff that I'm talking about. Like, the game is well-rounded. Just like y'all would do, parents, in your jobs and what you do in your business, if you're running businesses. Or, you know what, a lot of y'all, when you go to the doctors, y'all don't take your kid to any doctor, right? Same energy you put into that stuff, real life stuff, is the same energy you got to put into these coaches in sports.
Don't let anybody pressure you. Talking about you got 24 hours to make a decision.
Yeah.
We got to move on. They say that, you better get to running anyway.
Listen, and if they say that, that means you must be nice enough. They don't want to lose you.
Right.
So they're trying to make you hurry up and connect. Listen, nobody has time for that. Be realistic. Listen, at the end of the day, if you're like, I don't know what to do, what you said, Coach Lee and Daryl, like, this was a lot, but I ain't found. Hey, call the towels. We got too many resources. And if we don't know, we are humbled enough to say, hey, we don't know, but we gonna put you in touch with, and they'll figure it out for you. Like, just ask, but be smart, and don't be like, and be realistic with your kid. Like, some of y'all just really think y'all got the next starter. Like, you don't. Let's be real. She don't even go outside and practice her game. She TikToks more than anything else. Like, come on, be realistic. Well, she shouldn't be. What are you talking about? If you say she's outside, and again, I'm using this pronoun. This does not mean I'm talking about anybody specifically. A lot of people like to, Coach Lee talking about me.
You trying to get us canceled already.
Listen, I ain't talking about, but if you feel that way, the shoe fit, hey. But no, if you're a kid, you want your kid and you think your kid should be a starter and should be getting all this playing time, A, B, C, and D, be realistic. How much are they really working? Yeah. Are they really outside? And when you say, well, he be outside all the time work. Listen, have y'all ever actually watched kids who work out on their own?
He was throwing the ball up there. Let it rain.
Listen, seriously. I be really challenging people. Be like, when parents say that all the time, oh, now he be outside working. Have you actually watched him or her work? You'll be surprised what you see if you actually go see what they do in the gym on their own. Yeah, about 80% of them is probably shooting the ball, walking after it, going to the next spot, shooting the ball. And they doing this for a smooth hour, so they working for an hour, but it has no sense of urgency or anything behind what they're doing. So now they get into game, and what they were doing on their own workout don't translate, because the game is 5 times faster than what they was actually practicing in their workout. So now they got to figure out how to go at the speed that they didn't practice now in the game. Like, it's listen, parents, be realistic. And you got to be honest. You have to be honest. Listen, we got one of the supposed top kids in this area for his age. We will tell you in a heartbeat. He got potential. What Miss Pam say? He got potential to be the best. He's potential. Ttential. But he still got a whole lot of stuff that he need to do. I don't care what anybody tells us what our kid can do. Yeah, he's got potential. Well, we'll let you know when he's made it. But right now, mentally, he's got to lock in. Physically, there's certain things he need to do. He need to eat better. He need to be more of a leader. You know what I mean? He needs to be more consistent. He needs to be more, body language when things don't go his way. He needs to be more upright in his body language and understand it's part of the game. Yeah, we're those parents. We don't play none of that. I don't care what you say about my child. Oh, he's a net. Nope. Right. And We told him that about it at high school. When he goes to high school, hey, once you get there, we letting you go, baby.
Yeah.
You got to fly,
It's real.
baby. That's on you. That's it. It's on you what happened. And that's exactly what we tell him all the time. Whatever happens in your career is on you at this point.
your
We're going to
career, man.
always
Hey.
give you the guidance. We showed you. We're here. We'll continue to feed into you. But my love, it is on you.
The mom and dad, they gonna be all right. We done played. We still got things going on. You know what I mean? That's on you. You got to take care of yours because at the end of the day, it's your life, your career. We can try to navigate you as much as possible.
Yep.
But when it's time for you to fly, dog, you got to get yours.
Yep. And that's what we tell people when they be like, oh, coach, well, this coach told me that he can give me a scholarship. Listen, us as coaches can set you up for scholarship opportunities. We cannot get you the scholarship. People be lying when they be saying that. You have to sell it yourself. I can put you in a space. I can talk to the coach. I can get you seen. You got to now sell yourself once I get you. It's just like an interview. Mm-hmm. I could set you all the way up to a T, but ain't nobody, I'm not saying, hey, Duke, grab him and it's a done deal. We ain't doing pool like that. Most coaches do not have that pool like that at all. Most coaches do not. So if they tell you do, they do. I mean, I don't know. And if they are pulling like that, that might be some NCAA violations you might want to be cautious of. I'm just saying. But anyways. All right. That's our rant for today.
No, that
talking
was good.
about
That's real, man.
So,
real.
yeah, if you guys, again, follow up if you guys want to know more about how to navigate the Wild Wild West of AAU. If you're trying to build your child up, if you're trying to understand the game, if you want to get into it yourself and you're like, hey, I'm thinking I want to be the 100,000 team in the DMV. I'm just joking if you're saying that. I'm just joking. Just joking. Don't get us canceled. You gotta be put them disclaimers out here. People get too sensitive. I'm just kidding. But no, if y'all really want to learn more, if y'all want to talk about it, like we'll be having some platforms about this later on.
Yeah, no doubt.
We'll be having people.
You can go to the link below right here.
Oh, yes.
To reach out to us personally on the website and things like that. But on the back end, we are working on some things and some resources and tools that you can have available for you. Because frankly, we don't want to just talk about it. We want to be about it. You know what I mean? And provide a solution at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So,
all right.
Yeah, we're good. You want to take us out? Because, you know what I mean, my transition is, you know what I'm saying?
No, that was a perfect transition. Good job.
Yeah.
It was just closed out very well.
Look at it.
Anyways, well, we thank you for joining us for yet another episode of The Real Love in Basketball. Tune in for the next